Did you know that Rome wasn't built in a day? Yeah, but that saying makes sense. When Rome fell, it wasn't because of one event, but because of decades of bad decisions. History has a funny way of repeating itself. You see, the Roman Empire was the greatest civilization the world had ever seen, until it wasn't. Out of control spending, weak borders, moral decay. You already know the only difference? The collapse is happening in real time and faster than you think. So here's three signs that the West is falling, just like Rome. Back in the day, Rome's enemies attacked from the outside, like the Goths, the Vandals, and the Huns. Well, just like Rome, the West is at a crossroads. We can either take action now or watch as our nations crumble. Let's be honest, the signs of collapse are all around us. But today, America and Europe's enemies attack from within, and our leaders are with them. Rome was powerful, but eventually their soldiers started losing. Discipline and loyalty became a thing of the past. Veterans were no longer respected, and the army became a joke. That sounds familiar because the West's military is facing similar challenges. Years of fruitless wars, budget cuts, and a lack of respect have left many questioning the purpose of our military. When Rome was under attack, their emperors were more focused on looking good than doing good. But in the West, our leaders are actually getting paid to lead. So will they step up or step back? Rome's fall wasn't an accident, it was a warning. In the West, well, we're walking the same path. The only question left is who's paying attention. They seem more interested in personal gain than helping the people. It was a slow burn that lasted for centuries. That fall didn't have to happen. But let's be real, when push comes to shove, will the West choose action or complacency? Personally, I think we're just going to sit back and watch it burn. When Rome was under attack, their emperors were more focused on looking good than doing good. But in the West, our leaders are actually getting paid to lead. So will they step up or step back? Rome's fall wasn't an accident, it was a warning. And the West, well, we're walking the same path. The only question left is who's paying attention? Rome could have turned things around, but they didn't. So the question is, will the West turn things around, or will we watch as our nation crumbles? Rome's currency was stable for over 500 years, which might have something to do with their long-term success. Sure, they had their wholesome moments, but let's be real, most of the time they were all about excess and drama. From gladiator games to chariot races, Romans knew how to throw a party. But they also loved to throw each other to the lions. And let us not forget the emperors who spent more money on chariots than the common folk spent on food. Meanwhile, back in the West, things haven't changed much. We've got gladiator games now called mixed martial arts. Chariot races have become stock car racing. But instead of excess and drama, we've got comfort and complacency. The average person is more concerned with their phone than their country. We're passing laws that make it easier to run away from responsibility than face it. But in the West, things are a little different. Inflation has been higher than a short king's ego for years. Our money is losing value faster than a politician's promise. While Rome's currency stayed strong, our currency keeps setting new records for nosedives. The average person's savings could disappear faster than a senator's integrity. Sure, Rome's emperors were known for their power struggles and betrayals, but our leaders today, well, they've got nothing on those guys. At least the emperors kept it in the family. Most of the time. Now, take a look at the state of our union. They focus on what divides us. Leaders argue more than they work together. Sure, we've all heard the old saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But sometimes it's better to keep your enemies far away. But America and Europe's enemies aren't far away. Division, weak leadership. A series of weak or power-hungry emperors made things worse. Don't complain about the government if you don't even vote yourself. Our vote is our voice to make sure we elect the right people. Sound familiar? Europe looks a lot like Rome before the fall. They're here and they're growing stronger every day. They're right next door. The borders collapsed. The economy crumbled. Check. Divided, angry population? Check. Corruption? Check. And the West has weak leadership. When Rome was at war with itself, its enemies were winning. So now let's bring that story into the modern day. Civil war ravaged the empire. Anarchy ruled the streets. Military decline. Rome's army was once the most feared fighting force in the world. So whether it's local elections or national ones, do your part and exercise your right to vote. We can take action now or watch as our nations crumble. If you're tired of seeing corruption, send a message to your leaders. If you're not voting, you can't complain. We're going to cover how Rome fell and why the West is next. The West, America, the poor, the natives versus the immigrants, the citizen versus the politicians, black versus white. But none of that matters. Moral decay. Rome wasn't exactly known for its wholesome vibes. So in this video, Rome didn't fall overnight. It rotted from the inside first. Politicians grew corrupt. The military weakened. And as the people got weaker, their enemies got stronger. By the time the barbarians arrived, Rome had already destroyed itself. Political corruption. Sign no. Sign number 2. The West is becoming unglued. Just like Rome. The West is being attacked. Just like Rome, America, and Europe have enemies, weak leadership. Just look at some of our leaders. History shows us that when a country is divided, it becomes easy prey. And America and Europe are walking that path. And sign no. So what does this mean for us today? First off, then there's the economic disaster. Remember that time Rome was hit with runaway inflation? Yeah, me neither. Next. Finally. Rome fell because of decades of bad decisions, but the collapse didn't happen overnight. You see, the West is at a crossroads. But let's be real, when push comes to shove, will the West choose action or complacency? Well, that's all we got for you today. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss a video. This is Lost on Web. We'll see you next time.